okay? I'm good. Troubleshooting done, okay? That's how we roll, right? So, okay, so this is the vRealize console, right? This is vRealize console. I'm logging in, and basically, as I jump into the vRealize operation, I will jump into a view that shows me that physical to logical object path. This is a new tab in VROps, right? I will be able here to select a virtual machine or a VNIC, right? And then, as I select a VNIC and a specific virtual machine, the tool will basically ask me to select also a destination VNIC, right? This is because this is an end-to-end connectivity between two logical workloads. So I basically go and search for this object, as you can see, in VROps, because VROps can access the vCenter metadata, so it knows exactly the name of the logical. So all the objects that you have in vCenter are mirrored in the VROps environment. And after I do that, VROps will basically return me two views of this environment. A logical connectivity view, right? As you can see here, I have my VM that connects to a logical switch, to a distributed logical router, and then back to the other virtual machine, and the physical view. So as I basically take a look at this, VROps will basically tell me things like, okay, what is the IP address of this VNIC? In this case, what specific mode of operation the logical switch is using, if it's using unicast only, multicast mode. Looking at the logical router, I can see what routing protocols are enabled, OSPF, BGP. I can basically monitor along the path all the status of this logical network. So if there is a problem, right, all of these VROps will detect, will basically flag that problem, changing the color of the interconnection. So visual representation of a problem, but also the ability to dig deeper, right-clicking on a specific element to see what's going on. In terms of visibility in the physical network, here basically it tells me that hypervisor is connected to a physical switch, and that physical switch is a Nexus 9000. Of course, it's a Nexus 9000 in standalone mode, right? This is in our lab. We have basically a pair of top of rack where a pair of 9000 connected in that rack where the hypervisor sits. And then we have a spine switch, and then the spine switch is an Arista 7050 device, right, with 40 gig connectivity to the Nexus 9K. And on the destination side, I have an Arista 7150, which is another pair of top of racks sitting in my destination rack. So again, visibility from a logical standpoint, end-to-end visibility from a physical standpoint. The way this works, we basically use LLDP and CDP for Cisco in this case to discover the topology. Via SNMP, we can pull the information from the physical switch and see if there is any packet drop and so on, and represent that in VROps. Right? So it's very powerful. But the other cool thing that I can do here now is, after I completed the walkthrough of the environment, I can also launch a trace flow. How about that? I can basically right-click, navigate to the troubleshooting tab, and then select. I don't have to select anything here because I have already selected the VMs in my logical and physical topology. I can directly launch a trace flow on the topology, logical and physical topology that I have isolated at the previous step. And now basically what the trace flow will show me is the VNICs, the firewall, all the different observation points that we discussed before, right? All the logical steps that are followed by that packet. In the case of a firewall, it will also represent what rules receive that packet and forwarded that packet. In this case, rule 1034 was the rule that received that packet and forwarded that packet to the next logical element, which is the logical switch, and so on. So I have a very fine-grained visibility, right? And if there is a problem, again, the trace flow will tell me where the packet was dropped, how it was dropped, what was the problem, right? So visibility, troubleshooting into logical and into physical.